What's up guys, Sam here. Today we will be taking a detailed look at 3D Touch and all of the ways it can improve your iOS experience. At the time of filming this video, these tips and tricks will only work on your iPhone 6s, 6s Plus, 7 and 7 Plus. If you're watching this video at a later date, chances are this technology is probably going to stick around for another few years. Let's get started. So what is 3D Touch? Well, first and foremost, it's all about pressure. Even if it is applied instantly, it's not about holding your display for a longer amount of time. It's all about pressure. Let's test that out on our home screen. As you can see here, this is a long hold gesture, and it sets my apps in wiggle mode. That one is a regular tap, which simply takes me to the app. And finally, here's a deep press, which activates 3D Touch's input method and greets us with a different output. The way I like to think about 3D Touch is, for example, to take your television's remote control. Now, try raising and lowering the volume of your television. You see that press you invoke on your remote? That's basically what 3D Touch is, but on a flat surface. See, if you were to just rest your finger on the volume button, nothing would happen until you actually press inside it. So the way I want you to think about this is, think of your display as a button that you would press into. This is what 3D Touch is all about. So now that we know how to activate 3D Touch, let's start exploring all of the possibilities it provides us. First up, let's adjust its sensitivity. This dictates the amount of pressure you have to exert in order to activate it. To do that, we'll go to Settings, General, Accessibility, and then 3D Touch. Here you can select any setting from light to firm, or we can deactivate it altogether. But that's beside the point of this video. By default, it's on medium, but I personally prefer to set it on light as it makes it much swifter to invoke gestures. It also reduces possible thumb strain and preserves your display's oleophobic coating, which deals with fingerprint oils management. Alright, the first use of 3D Touch we'll take a look at will be on your lock screen, and it involves Apple's new rich notifications, which greets us, users, with a bunch of contextual options that are app-centric. Right now, as we can see, we've got 3 different apps awaiting our input: Messages, Instagram, and Snapchat. Notice how I have 2 Instagram accounts, one that is public for this channel and another one that is private. I say this because deep pressing on both of our Instagram notifications, we are given 2 separate options to choose from depending on our privacy settings. On the public account, all I can do is view the profile that is trying to follow me. However, on my private account, I have the choice to either approve or view the person that's trying to follow me. So I'm going to approve this real quick. Moving on to messages, things get a little simpler. All you have to do is deep press the notification and reply. There you go. Done. Finally, I've decided to include Snapchat because some apps still don't support lock screen rich notifications, as you can see here. All you can do is either dismiss it if you click the little X here, or to slide to the right to hop in. Let's move on to our home screen. The concept is identical to that of the previous gesture on the lock screen, except this time around you can either swipe down on the notification, or you can 3D touch on the notification. The third way you can interact with your notifications would be inside your notification center, which can be accessed by swiping down from any screen on your iPhone or iOS device. Again, same as the last 2 3D touch gestures we've already seen, you can interact with your app notifications. But the main reason I brought you to the notification center is to show you how you can use 3D Touch to clear all of these notifications. Just like that. Let your OCD senses tingle. Okay, moving on. Let's head over to the control center, which can be accessed by swiping up from the bottom of any screen in iOS. In here, we can use 3D Touch on the bottom row of icons. For example, 3D Touch allows us to control the brilliance of the flashlight from bright to low. It also allows us to select an option for a preset timer. Selecting one of these options will automatically start a timer for that amount of time. The calculator shortcut allows you to copy the last result, although personally I have yet to use this option. And finally, the camera icon allows us to jump into a certain camera mode right away. Moving along to one of my personal favorite 3D touch gestures, multitasking. The most common way to do that is by double-clicking the home button. Everyone knows how to do that. But rumors have it that the next generation of iPhones will ditch the home button altogether. So let's see how else we can activate multitasking view. First up, the regular double deep press at the left edge of your display, like this. First deep press and second deep press. There you go. You just press hard and even harder to access this screen. Now, this doesn't work on the right side of the display. Why, you may ask? My guess would be that in future iOS updates, it will serve another purpose. Like split screen multitasking maybe, Apple? If you're watching this, take notes. Okay, the second way to activate multitasking with 3D Touch is what I like to call the peek and slide. Let me show you. The first deep press is like the previous method. There you go, first deep press. This is the peek. And then, instead of deep pressing again, you slide your finger over to the middle of your display. And you release. There you have it. The third way to interact with your multitasking is activated similarly to the previous one, except it has a different purpose, and that is to take you to the last app you were in. It's simple. Do the same thing we've done with peek and slide right here. Peek and slide. And instead of releasing your finger at the middle of the screen, keep swiping until you notice a subtle animation. That one. Right there. Now, what happens when I do that? It will take me in the previous app I was in. In this case, it's camera. Now, if I do this again, it'll take me to the app before that. Now I can jump around between settings and camera. This way. Are you guys starting to get the hang of 3D Touch? It could be so much fun when mastered.
To be honest, I'm getting bored.
Moving on. Here's a real simple one for you. Prioritizing downloads on the home screen. Let's go to the App Store for a second and assume that I was downloading 2 or more apps at the same time. Let's hop back to the home screen. There you go, they're both downloading at the same time. Now, say I want to play with this app first. I can just click on it and prioritize the download. This will speed up this download and give it priority over the next one. Now, if I change my mind and I don't want to download the second app anymore, I can just cancel the download. The next one's pretty easy too, and it involves your folders. Now, you can rename your folders instantly by deep pressing on the folder and going to rename. I want to name that social. Done. Another thing you guys can do with folders is to 3D touch them, and if they contain apps that have notifications, you could jump straight into them, just like that. Another one of my favorite features has to do with our keyboard. Let's hop into the Notes app for that, and as we can see, my cursor is before the word YouTube. Now, if I deep press anywhere on the keyboard, I could pinpoint the exact location of my cursor. Like, for example, in between the two M's of the word community, right there. If I want to select that word, all I have to do is deep press to enter trackpad mode and depress again. There you go. Now, once you are in trackpad mode, to select one word, all you have to do is depress once. Same thing to deselect it. If you want to select an entire sentence, what you can do is double depress, like this, 1, 2. Now notice how "Hi, I'm Sam" hasn't been selected. That's because this is an entire paragraph. And you probably guessed it, if I want to select the entire paragraph, all I have to do is triple depress, like that, 1, 2, 3. That one was pretty complex, but once you master it, typing on your iPhone will become so much more fun. Next up is something most people are already familiar with, and that's live photos. Let's hop into the camera app, make sure the live photo icon is turned on, and take a photo. Now let's go take a look at that photo. If you want to see the movement, right? If you want to see the moment that you've captured, the live photo, what you have to do is depress and hold. Just like that. The final tip for 3D Touch that I have for you guys has to do with applications. It could be anywhere, whether it's on the home screen, depressing and getting shortcuts, or whether it's inside an app, just like that. I encourage you to play around with this technology, test it out, and try and discover new things for yourself, all around iOS. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, the basic stuff. If you want to be notified about new videos that I release, click on the bell right next to the subscribe button below the video, and check me out on social media. Alright everyone, it's been a good one. I really enjoyed making this video, and I really think that I'm starting to find the path in which I want to go into with this channel. So, until the next one. Oh, and yeah, what's that thing again? Stay savvy.